Downer about his choice subject, which tonight.
Let's talk about WordPress. I love that platform. It's a pretty cool blog. Like, a lot of people think of WordPress as a blog platform, but it's really grown and matured into so much more. We use it on about 50% of the websites that we develop, especially for small businesses.
Why don't you talk about some of the benefits for small businesses?
Well, the benefit primarily is that you get a great back end. You can manage your photos, your videos, your blog content, your articles, information that you want to put out to the public. You can do that just as easily as you can type a letter in Microsoft Word. And instead of paying a developer to develop that custom for your business, you get the benefits of what the entire open source community has developed, all rolled into one package. So we can take WordPress, make it look unique to your business, but you get the benefits of being able to manage your website on a daily basis or as often as you want, and has great social media integration for Facebook, for Twitter, for YouTube, and other projects like that. In fact, we love it so much, and we believe in it so much, it powers the Manifest Creative website.
Now, what about search engine optimization? A lot of people have the theory that, you know, WordPress sites, blogs aren't that good for SEO purposes.
Yeah, that's a common myth. Really, so much of search engine optimization boils down to the content that you put on your website. We've developed a couple techniques to help small businesses with day-to-day search engine optimization without necessarily making them feel like, oh, I gotta learn an entire new subject and spend hours a day doing my blogging. We really have focused on tools that are automatic, to let you just fill out 3 form fields to set the different most important aspects of each page's search engine optimization. And if you're willing to fill out those 3 extra fields, you can certainly do quite a bit from a search engine optimization standpoint. But it really boils down to, are you writing about things that people are searching for? If you're just writing about, you know, the random topics that absolutely nobody really is searching for, then just like anything else on the internet, you're not going to be found. So we can help businesses, you know, determine what they need to be writing about, what keywords to include in their copy, and we've found that Google indexed it generally within 48 hours. So it's a really powerful tool in terms of search engine optimization to help you be found on the internet.
Is it possible to take a site that's already been developed and just basically convert it to a WordPress site fairly easily?
Well, you know, it really depends on how the original website was constructed, but it is certainly possible, and there's a significant amount of savings that can happen by already having the graphics prepared. So if a website owner is happy with the way that their website looks, we can use WordPress to power it, to allow them to update it themselves with a minimal amount of development time. And that's really the goal behind WordPress, is that, you know, as web developers, we don't believe that you should have to call up your web developer every time you want to change a price or update your store hours or make another change to your website. If you want the power to go in and edit your content, it's your content, it's your website, and you should be able to do that. And you should be able to do that without having to write code, without having to have special software. If you have a web browser and high-speed internet, you should be able to go in and very easily update your website.
What would you say to people who maybe have a website that's outdated and are fearful that any new web development they do will become outdated in, say, in the next 5 years? What do you say to that?
Well, when we're talking in terms of the internet, you know, it progresses so incredibly quick that you need a platform that you can adapt to and that can adapt with your business and as your marketing goals shift. So I think that it's important to have a platform, and that's a very valid concern. It's one that we hear every day. So we've really invested heavily in WordPress because we believe it is a technology that continues to adapt and continues to grow. The development community behind WordPress releases updates on a consistent basis. There's a huge number of plugins for WordPress that allow you to extend the functionality of your website. If you want to integrate with a new social media network, or you want to have your website collect information from a user in a different sort of way, that platform, being WordPress, is able to grow with your business. So you should never have to sit down and completely redevelop your website. You should be able to extend it, be able to modify it. And the way that we do that is by building in modular pieces. And you can think of it kind of like the Lego bricks you had when you were a kid. When you wanted to build something new, you could build on top of it. You could use the exact same blocks to build something entirely new. So when we think of it in smaller terms, that's really the best way to future-proof your website, as it were, and to build something that is going to be viable over the long term.